Good morning. Welcome to Writer's Right. We're doing it again. It's another Monday and another time to get some serious writing done. Yay! I'll give it a minute for everyone to jump online. Let's see. I guess I better check it. Seems like it's working. Okay. We'll let that go. Music's a little loud. A little less loud. Okay. See how that's grooving. Let's see. Who do we have? Stream of melodies. Oh. I lost it. Ooh. Hey, welcome everybody officially in the chat. How was your holiday weekend? Are you ready for a Monday? Back at it. Luckily, this is a holiday, a holiday week in the sense of it's not a big normal week. Let's see. Okay. Today's background music. Oh, I didn't spell today's right. Gotta put that in the right place. Stream of Melodies. That's a good name for a YouTube channel. Thank you to Stream of Melodies for having such a great YouTube channel that we can use as our background music. It's a little peppier today. We'll see. Let me know if you hear it all coming through. I see someone else jumped online. Give it a few more. Oh, they jumped off. They're like, I don't know what this is, but I don't want that. But anyway, let's see. I'm getting notifications. Very careful not to hit this one. My software wants to update, so I can't turn it off, but luckily it says it'll do it tonight, whenever it thinks tonight is. Which means after this, I got to make certain everything is saved and probably just do it myself. I've had, that was always a Windows computer. This is an Apple, but I've had computers that just in the middle of doing something important, I've had it streaming and other things, that it just shuts down and reboots. It's like, great, thank you, thanks a lot. They really should have notification, give you a worthy notification. Let's see, how long is this? It seems to be going really fast. I'm gonna just start it over. I can't see the timer. Oh, it's 46 minutes. Oh, geez. Theoretically, that should be enough time. Anyway, yikes. Anyway, hope you had a good holiday weekend. Ready to get some writing done today. We're going to do 2 writing sprints of each 25 minutes long. And that's about the shape of things. Say hi in the chat if you want to. I'm Ann Kimbrough. And the whole point of Writer's Right is for a bunch of writers to come together and pretend we're like basically at a coffee house, all working on our own projects. I write here, you write there, and we just kind of have this community of writers that encourages each other to keep writing, to show up here and get something done for ourselves and our own progress 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. if you want notifications when I go live, because every now and then something changes, like Christmas was on a Friday and New Year's Day is on a Friday this week. So we collectively, I've made the decision that we are doing our Friday session on Saturday morning, which was really hard to do last Saturday, but I was glad I did, because I feel like then I didn't lose a day. So, with you. So that'll happen. But if you hit the notification button, which is that bell in the whatever down below, that will let you know at any time I go live. It'll send you a notification and it gives you time to tune in case you just forgot. Or you can put your own notification in your phone. That works too. Anyway, I'm going to get us writing. If you feel like it, say hi in the chat. Not necessary, of course. You can just come and write, which is also acceptable. Okay. I've got 25 minutes on the clock, and I'm going to get us started. You ready? On the mark, get set, write. Yay. Monday, our first 25 minutes. We're going to make it happen. I got to figure out what I want to write. We'll just see what comes out, I mean, I know what I'm writing, but I don't know what I'm writing. But I know what I need to write. Let's put it that way. I'm pointed in the right direction. Okay, I'm going to stop talking so you can write. Hmm. A weird cut and paste. Thank you. We've got a little more than 3 minutes, barely, left in this writing sprint. Our first one of the morning. For those of you joining, hi, jump in. Hi, Juan. Thanks for coming back. Yes, the other day I was starving. I have no idea why. I usually don't wake up that hungry. I'm sorry, my growling stomach got you. It's not doing that today. Oh. At least not yet. I mean, you've just suggested it, so it could happen. I'm often wonder if sometimes what I'm doing and saying ever filters into what you guys are writing. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. It'd be kind of a boring story, but suddenly, I know that at one time, one of the guys, Andrew, was talking about something he had eaten. I actually wrote it into the script because I was writing something with a menu. I'm like, oh, that sounded good. I'll make that. So Andrew doesn't know that. He's not here yet. I can't see that he's here. What do you write, Juan? Are you here to write? Or is this entertaining? I don't think this is entertaining. So I hope you come to write. Okay, we're right down at the end of the first writing sprint. So I'm going to try to finish up with my thought here. Make the last minute and a half count. Okay, that is the end of our first writing sprint. How did we do? Juan. Juan, so now if I ate something in front of you, you might write it in. Is that it? Does someone's growling stomach then make you hungry? I mean, is it like yawning? Like if I yawned right now, would you yawn? Honestly, if I see someone yawn, I always yawn. And actually, when I watch like those shows where they're cooking and stuff, that does make me hungry. Even if I've just eaten, I want to eat what they're trying, right? Or they're baking. Yeah, I like the baking shows the best, but that's funny. Okay, 25 minutes. We did it. Our first writing sprint. We have one more remaining that we'll jump into here in a moment. How did you guys do? Anybody want to share? You're saying yes, it did make you hungry to hear my stomach. I can remember there's sometimes like, if I've been with someone else and their stomach growls, sometimes it's like, I don't even know if it's their stomach or my stomach. I'm like, was that me or you? I'm a sympathetic, I have sympathy for growling stomachs and yawns. I don't know. Maybe we all do. Anyway, let's see. On the first writing sprint, I did 343 words. Yay! That's kind of good. It's a good start, and I'm breaking into a new chapter, so I'm happy with that. And I will keep that progress going the next sprint. Well, I probably can't finish this chapter. No, I can't finish this chapter. My chapters are at least about 3,000 words lately, which at the beginning, so I'm writing short fiction. These are novellas of length, really. They're complete mysteries, so they're complete stories. But I'm publishing them all as Kindles, and only like the first 4, and this book will be the end of the first 4, the quadrilogy. I will package that as a paperback, because finally it's long enough. I have no idea what to price it. Since all the books, well, the first book is on a permanent 99 cents, and the others are $1.99, I believe. I think I did it. I should remember. But so then what do you price the paperback? Because you know there's a cost to the paperback that you pay for when it's published. So I don't know. I don't really want to undercut the Kindles. Like, should it be the exact same price of all the 4 Kindles put together? I don't know. I think paperback should cost a little bit more, but I also don't want it to end up being like a $7.99 book or something. Because originally the first book was also $1.99, but I don't think I'll change it. I think I'll leave it at $99. Anyway, that's some of the stuff you think about when you write your own and publish your own books. All right, I'm going to get you back on the clock for those of you that are there diligently writing away and not saying anything in the chat. I don't judge. It's okay. Thanks so much, Juan, for showing up and saying hi. Okay. Let's get you back going. I'm going to put 25 more minutes on the clock, and we will start our second writing sprint on the mark, get set, write. Right now. Woo! It's happening. We're doing it on a Monday. Let's see. My music is probably going to run out. I'm going to jump back to the beginning. Do we like this soft jazz? For me, it's just something that you can have as a, so it's not just dead silence. Although when I write by myself without you guys, I do just write with it being quiet. I don't need music. But when I'm writing movies, since I write action adventures, sometimes I will like some kind of thrilling music, and I don't know. Anything to keep you in your chair writing is helpful. I'll do that. Okay. We are back on the clock. Have at it. Make this time count for what you're writing, or just thinking about plotting, outlining. I think it all counts towards writing. You kind of need one to do the other. We'll see what I can add to my word count. Where am I from? Originally? All over. I'm a child of the world. I'm an Air Force brat, so I've lived all over the world. And I enjoyed all the places I went to. That's great. It's really terrible right now that I can't travel. I love going places, and I just miss that part. I love the different cultures and the people and the food and just the experiences you get when you travel. Where are you from, Juan? I'm on the West Coast, so that's why I do it at 8 a.m. And a lot of the regulars that come are on the East Coast, so they join me at lunchtime, which is great, but it was hard. For me, this is the only time of day I could consistently do it. I get up early for you guys. Chile. Americans always pronounce stuff stupid, right? Well, then I'm assuming you probably speak at least 2 languages, which I'm really impressed by because I'm just not a linguist. I've lived all over the world. I lived in Germany and took German in high school. And I probably only had one conversation that actually I said the right things and someone understood me and I understood them. And that tells you how basic this nice lady was, the basic German she was using for me to understand. But that's about it. German's not an easy language, though, of ones to start with. Spanish would be better. I lived in Italy, too, so Italian and Spanish are very... I mean, I guess if you're probably from those countries, you don't think they're similar, but they just seem an easier fit. Like, I wonder if you're Spanish, if you went to Italy, it'd be, even if you didn't know Italian, you could probably communicate, maybe? Better than an American that doesn't know anything. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I love traveling, and you'd think I'd be good at languages. I just don't have that gene, and I really did begin to think that it's like a gene. Maybe it's like a musical thing. I wonder if people that are better at singing and music have a better ear for language. Questions? Look at all these questions. You can build a story around them. Anyway, thanks for popping in. And whatever the time is in your part of the world, Juan, I appreciate you finding us. Oh, and let me know what you write. Are you a writer? Are you here to do some writing? Okay, I gotta get back into this. It's more fun to talk with you than it is to write. Writers are great at procrastinating, right? But no, I'm into this. I can do it. I just introduced my dead body, and this is a mystery, in case you wondered. It's a cozy mystery. So it's not gory. It's very, the murder happens out of the scene. They just find the dead body and try to figure out who killed them. It's light entertainment, but it's a popular category. And I like it. I like writing them. I see you are a writer, Juan. That's actually really that's a good start. Keep working on that writing prompt. What would happen? I should actually write it into a mystery. It'd be really good if one of my characters is like hiding and they're hungry. Hey, you gave me a thought. I'll find a way to work it into this book, okay? Because the scene on this story is they're on a train, so they are in a very confined space in many ways, and they're, of course, it's not like a murder. Well, it's kind of like a Murder on Orient Express. It's kind of a nod to that story, the classic by Agatha Christie. But you're right. Thanks for bringing it up about the stomach growling. That is very useful. You got to pull from life like that, you do. I mean, commonly, I like to write about people that annoy me. It's like, careful, don't make a writer mad. You'll turn up in their story. I mean, who would annoy me, right? Hi, Stop Motion Life. How are you? Are you a writer? I love stop motion. I've tried hard several times to film something. I've done some very short projects that are out there somewhere, but I think they're set to private because they're so juvenile. But yeah, I did something with like a train around a Christmas track just to test it out. Just pictures, just that kind of stop motion, like hardcore simpleton stop motion. Technically, if I could have the right setup, I would definitely get into that. I like the idea of making my own videos that I could put out there, which is why I'm doing audio dramas. That's sort of the only easy. Not that sound editing is easy, trust me. Let's see. Well, Stop Motion says they do not write, but they're not. Oh, they do write, but they're not an official writer. Oh, it's your YouTube channel. Well, I'll have to check it out. Thanks for letting me know. Well, I don't know. I know what you mean by not being official. You're not trying to do it for a living, I would say. That can always change. It's a great skill to have, and I'm sure you use it every day, your writing skills. Juan, I'm assuming your yes means you like my idea to write the stomach growling into a scene where I expose my main character hiding. I'm going to do it. I like that. I should make a note. Let me make a note. I work in Scrivener. I don't know how many of you use this program. It's cool in how it allows you to have notes. Let's see. I'm going to write my main character hiding stomach growls. Groovy. Exposing her. The Dracula. Ha ha ha. How Machiavellian. Stop motion says, you want to be an official writer? How old are you? My thing is with writing, honestly, in this day and age, it depends what kind of writing you want to do. But obviously, since you're old enough to know English, you can write and you can publish by yourself. So don't say you're not old enough, but 13. Oh, cool. You can write stories now, and you can self-publish them through Amazon. But most of all, you should start writing stories and learning the craft of telling a story. But age is not a limit to writing. You can be young, you can be old. I'm considerably older than you, just up by a few years. But yeah, don't let age stop you from doing anything you want to do. You can start writing. I'm publishing my own books. There's no reason you can't learn how to do it too. Honestly, YouTube is a great channel that all the information is there to Google, or to YouTube, Google, to search. I mean, there's a learning curve, don't get me wrong, but it's possible. And you could even start, I used to go to writing conventions, and a lot of them, especially even like a Comic Con, some people who are writers and do fan fiction, they and they're artists, they would create their own little graphic novels. So they were also obviously they were illustrators, so they could illustrate it, and they wrote them, and they looked like real comic books, and they would produce so many, just Xeroxed them, right? And then stapled them together and would hand them out. And I always thought that was a great way to start, or even get this isn't it, but they have books like this that you can buy at any bookstore that are just full of blank pages. You could do that and write your own story, and you have it as a book. But you could also write it on a computer and just print those pages out, and then you fold them over and make a story. You're halfway through your book. 9 chapters, and you have to get to 18. Have you outlined? Outlining is your friend. And I know as a young writer, you're 13, you've probably been doing it for a while, but even experienced writers don't like to outline. And I will tell you now that is the biggest trick to outline successfully, to write successfully, is to know how to outline, because that'll save you time, and you won't waste your time when you realize that, the problem isn't in a complex plot. I don't know what you're writing. I'm writing mystery, so obviously things have to happen. The setups and the payoffs, the reveals. If you don't set those up properly, you ruin the dramatic arc of a story. So that's why outlining is important, because then you won't miss them. You'll have all the right setups, so when you reveal some big twist, whoa, it'll be a surprise, but your reader will say, oh yeah, I should have seen that coming. But it'll also help you hit all those points in your story. Anyway, I don't mean to give you a lesson here. You seem to be doing pretty good all by yourself. But the thing about outlining too is it doesn't have to be 100% complete. You can outline in parts of your book. I mean, very often I have the overarching outline. I know my beginning, middle, and end. It can be that simple. And then as you go, I will break down each scene, and I can rewrite those. But I come from a screenwriting background, which outlining is imperative if you want to be a professional screenwriter, because there are often times you're working with a producer, a director. Other people have to know what you're going to write, and the easiest way for them to know is by an outline. They'll approve the outline, and then you have to go right to the outline, which is yet another skill. Oh, bye, Juan. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. For those that are still writing, unlike me, we still have 11 and a half minutes in this writing sprint. But it's fun to talk to you, Juan, and also my new buddy here, Stop Motion Life. What is your name? Give me a name. I'll just call you SML. I'm going to go check out your channel, though. But anyway, as a screenwriter, to be a professional screenwriter, you do have to know how to outline and how to write to an outline. And those are two separate skills. So as a novelist, if you're outlining, of course, for yourself, you don't have to write to an outline. Oops, I got notifications popping up. And if you aren't writing for someone else and you're just writing for yourself, it's always good to reevaluate your outline, especially if you're not writing a detailed one. Even if you are writing a detailed one, things change as you write. You get new ideas, and you're never locked in. That's the thing about the outlines that I think freaks people out. It's like, oh, I have to write it just like this. You don't. You can change your mind if you're not working for somebody else. When you're working for somebody else and you have an outline you've agreed upon, if you want to change it, you need to discuss it with them first and have some really good reasons why you want to change something. Let's see. See, I'm at a point in, see, you can have, like, so I'm working on a chapter, and I know where this chapter needs to end. Well, do I? No, I really haven't figured out where this chapter needs to end. I mean, I know what this chapter supposed to do. You can really boil down to really understand outlining. Hey, Sergio! Hello! Is this a third YouTube profile for you? I don't remember seeing one with the 100th in it. But thanks for tuning in, my buddy Sergio. Sergio's the one that said, hey, could you put on a little background music? Maybe make your streaming a little more interesting. Really good suggestion. But Sergio, we've met Stop Motion Life for the first time here, who's a 13-year-old writer. Seriously, working on a book, about halfway through. Really impressed. That's great. At 13, I was a writer, but I didn't have direction. I wish there was the internet when I was 13. I've often thought, how much more progress would I have made? Back when I was 13, God, I'm not that old. But anyway, it was who you met in your life that would have given you the direction to do more with your skills. So, obviously it would be teachers. I was always encouraged by teachers to write. Not to learn grammar. I was not inspired ever to learn grammar. I still have to work on that. I've finally figured out most of grammar. Unless you talk to one of my proofreaders, they might disagree. Yikes. I don't know. I just like to use commas. I'm very into commas. I could probably take out every other comma that I add, and it would probably be much better. I've talked through most of this session. Sorry. I know some of you just mute me until it's over, so that's fine. I started to look into it, a clock somewhere over here. I don't know where it'll be. I think I can pull something up on my desktop that has a countdown timer so you can see where we are in the writing sprint. I'm working on that because I think it'd be useful. And then I can just grab my whole desktop and my picture will still be there. Improvements. Always got to make improvements, right? Sergio, how was your Christmas? Did you have a good holiday? Just time off is nice, right? All right, I really do have to figure out where I'm going with this chapter. Always say with outlining, it helps with the whole fact that if I know what I want to write, I can write it. For me, when I used to write in the beginning when I wrote, I did not outline because I didn't know about outlining. And what happens is that you don't think through your story enough, and then you don't know where you're going, so you keep rewriting the beginning of your book. So I used to have really great, the first 3 chapters were great, and then they break down. So Luckily, I did take some classes and learned my craft. So now I don't start writing until I have some idea of where I'm going. Otherwise, it's just a writing example that you have. For me, I have many false starts, but that's another way to learn. It's important to learn. The other big thing I think that I had to learn when it came to writing was, I guess for lack of a better word, marketability. Like I think I had a lot of story ideas that only I cared about, and I never until I took the point where I was able to see what the market was doing and how what I wanted to write fit in. Um, I mean, obviously, if you're a writer that can write avant-garde and you've got some story to tell, something you've lived, something you've seen. I mean, sure, that's a totally different thing. I'm writing fiction that obviously I've lived a pretty easy life, I think. Well, maybe not. But I'm not ready to write about the personal stuff yet. It only comes out in my fiction here and there. But that was another thing. Looking at my storytelling from a sense of building, not just selling marketable, like a good concept, obviously a huge concept that you can use to hook people to say, why you should read my stuff is because this is really cool. You need that kind of marketing twist, but you also need to be able to have a story that can build in hope and fear. Because basically, in the simplest sense, writing is how you're constantly making your reader or your audience, if you're doing screenplays, hope and fear for your main character. And that's what keeps people in a story and makes the story really compelling. And it can be any kind of story, should have that. And so that was a big thing, I think, that I learned that improved my writing. That and being a fan of outlining, becoming a fan of outlining. Sorry, I've turned this into like a mini lecture, but I hope you find it useful. It's just a few things you learn along the way. So yeah, I'm going to take my own advice and figure out where this chapter's going. We still have about 3 minutes left in our second writing sprint. And I've done nothing because I've had fun talking. Let's see. Okay, that's going to be another scene. Okay. That's the end of our second writing sprint. How did you do? Me? I did not add much to my word count, but I did figure out what has to happen to finish up this chapter. Where I'm going. Let's see. I gotta make a note here real quick. Let's highlight it so it's not lost. Cool. All right. I know where I'm going. Woo woo. How did everybody do? That's the end of our second writing sprint. Hopefully you made some good progress today. You see, we've had a few people tune in and out, but we've had a couple the whole time. I hope you've been writing away, my silent writing warriors out there. It's good that you don't get sucked into the chat. I definitely got derailed in a happy way. But that was good. It gave me some time to think about this story. I find when I'm writing, stuff like this, and it's a continuous series, so I don't often think too much on, sort of a deeper meaning. That's something I kind of go back in and figure out. The layers, the subtext. Subtext to me is a huge thing when it comes to storytelling. I think the best example of the subtext I'm talking about, because obviously you can go really deep, have a deeper meaning, but it's a movie like, which one am I thinking of? Oh, I gotta Google it. Yeah. Pulp Fiction. Sorry. I don't know why I can never remember that title. Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. That movie uses subtext in really great ways and fun, interesting ways. I think Quentin Tarantino just does in general. You should read. I don't know if I should recommend it for a 13-year-old audience, so stop motion life. Take this with a grain of salt, but excuse me. The thing about Quentin Tarantino is he has two killers in his story that are going to kill somebody, and the whole time they're talking about eating a hamburger or something, but that's great subtext in the sense of how you without coming out and saying, hey, we've done this a million times and we don't really care, it doesn't affect us, this is just our job. Instead of saying that scene says that because we know what they're going to do and we can hear what they're talking about, which just has nothing to do with what they're going to go do. So, and it continues out throughout the scene, and it's quite humorous. So anyway, to me, subtext can be used very cleverly. Yet another skill to build into your arsenal of writing. I'm going to let you go. Sorry if I talk too much during this second writing sprint. It happens. It definitely happens. But I will be back here on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time if you want to join me for 2 writing sprints where I hopefully don't talk as much. But in the meantime, I hope you go out there in the world and have fun, live life as much as the current situation allows, and do a lot of writing because it's definitely a good time for that. So until next time, guys, thanks for joining me and happy writing until I see you again.